Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Camila if you don't know me, and in this channel it's honestly a bit of everything. I just post whatever I feel like, whatever inspires me. And if you don't know, I have a small business for press-ons. It's called Curated by Cami, and I have my Etsy shop. I will link it down in the description. And today what we are going to be doing is create my second collection. So I came out with my first collection a couple weeks back, maybe even a month and a half ago. And I want to come out with my second collection, which is gonna be my spring collection, and I'm very excited. I'm just gonna bring you along on the whole process of it. So the very first thing I do is I just look up some inspo, and I go on Pinterest and I make a folder of all my inspiration. It could be something random, just pictures, or it could be nails, like pre-made nails that inspire me or that I want to take as inspiration. And yeah, I'll just be scrolling on Pinterest and then I will make some sketches. So I go on my Pinterest account. This is it, Curated by Cami, if you want to follow me. And what I do is I just make a board and I call it Collection 2. And then what I'll do is I'll scroll on Pinterest and just add anything that comes to mind, that gives me inspiration, and I just start kind of almost creating a mood board. For example, I see these ones. I definitely want to do something yellow. I think these are cute. I gathered some inspiration. This is what I have. I might add more, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I was thinking of. So I started off with just some nails, just to kind of have an idea. I like the pastels on this one. I like the yellow on this one. I think that's very spring. I would love to do something a bit more intricate like this, so some sort of drawing. I also love this one, the 3D elements, the flowers, the ladybugs. I think they just look so good. I also got some patterns, some spring patterns, and then just some more ideas. This is kind of giving picnic vibes. Again, obviously floral. But yeah, so this is kind of the ideas that I have for now. I'm also going to show you something else. I have my drawer here with some things that I have. I definitely would love to use some pat bat gel. I'm going to show you. So these are all the colors. And then I've never used these, but I have these stickers that I think work so well. So I have these ones here. I don't know if you can tell, but they're kind of like gold and green leaves. I have these 3D flowers like that. These I think would be very, very pretty. I have some similar ones like this. And then I have these ones. Now these ones are so pretty. And they are 3D little, almost like gem butterflies. So I have these ones too, which I definitely want to incorporate in some sets. Now that we have the inspiration, I'm just going to use my iPad and start thinking about some sketches and throw down some ideas and see what we can come up with. so far. I did this first one, which is very green. I did some little flowers, some stripes, and this one is based on these stickers here that I showed you, so I'm going to use these. And then the other one that I did, well, actually I didn't do it now. It's a design that I did previously and I thought it would fit in this collection, which is this one. I think I'm just gonna stop for now because dinner's almost ready. But yeah, so that's all I've done today. Good morning, it is the next day. Last night I actually ended up doing one more set, which I'm really proud of. I really like. This is the one. And today I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across this video from this girl, Cali with a K. She does a matte top coat and then uses watercolors to paint, and it creates this really cool, obviously, watercolor effect, and I think would be really, really interesting and a lot of fun. I want to incorporate that somehow. I still don't know what set, but I think that's a really good idea. I think for every collection I want to try to do 5 sets. I did 5 for the previous one and I have 3 for this one. So just 2 more. I definitely have a lot of green, so I think I want to do something pink for sure, and then maybe, well, I do have some yellow, maybe something just colorful. I finished the 5 sets. They actually came out a little bit different than I thought. I had a more kind of pinky version in my mind for spring, but there's actually not that much pink. There's a bit of pink, but not much. But I still love the way they turned out. I'm gonna show you the latest 2 that I did. The idea is there's just kind of like a faded color and then some chrome of the same color of the fade, and then those are some pearls. And then the last one that I did is this one right here. And there's actually a lot. There's some cat eye, there's little 3D elements, there's watercolors. I've actually never tried it, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but hopefully it's gonna turn out well. There's some isolated chrome, so there's a lot. But I love all 5. You're not gonna see the video of the polka dot one with the ladybugs because it's one that I did ages ago. So now what I do is I open Canva and I created some sort of business plan for the year where I have a calendar where I write down every time that I want to come out with a collection, which helps me to keep track. I created kind of like a spreadsheet of all the things that I need to do to make sure that I do everything that I want to do. So I'm gonna show you. This is my Canva. So like I said, I have a calendar, and then here I have a list of all the things that I need to do for every single set. So there's one for all 5 sets that I want to do for each collection, and I'm going to put the name for each set so that I don't forget which one it is. But basically I need to do a sketch, I need to create obviously the actual nails, take pictures. I also want to take pictures with the different materials that I use, and then obviously do the Etsy listing. And then I also have a list of different contents that I want to do for each set. So this is for social media, TikTok and Instagram. So I've actually done the sketches for all of them. So all I do is I go on this little thing and I colored it in. So I know that this one is done, and I do it for all 5. And now to differentiate them, I actually need to come up with a name for each set, which is always the most difficult part because I don't know, I'm not great with names to be honest, but I'll see what I come up with. All right, so I thought about the names, and I also came up with a name for the collection, which is Spring Fever, which I really like. Set number 1, Lucky Journey. Second one is called Dreamland. Then we have Nature Awakens. And then second to last is Dawn. And then last but not least is Bloom. So now that I have the names, what I do now is I start writing down all the materials that I want to use for each set. So first of all, it kind of clears up my mind on what materials I want to use, but also if I need to recreate them, I know exactly what I used. I'm actually going to show you my drawers so that you have an idea of what I'm looking at. So for this, I need a butter yellow from D&D. Then I need a light blue, which is going to be this one. Then we need a darker blue. I'm just going to grab this one, even though it's really dark, and I don't think I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to mix it a little bit with the lighter. I then need a white, and I'm going to grab this one again from J Lux because it's very pigmented and I like it. We then need obviously greens, so I think I'm going to grab this one from D&D, maybe this very light green, and then we need a yellow, I believe. Yes, we need a yellow, and now I'm gonna write them on my spreadsheet. I go here on my Canva and I just start writing down all the colors that I picked. Gimme Butter from D&D, Corduroy Cactus from D&D again, Milky Blue, D&D, VIP White from JL Lux, and then Sun Rebels from again D&D. There we go. So now I have the materials for the second set, and now I just go on with the third one. All right, so I wrote everything down. Everything is ready. The only thing I need to do now is actually create the nails. But I think I'm gonna stop the video here because otherwise I feel like it's gonna be way too long. I basically just showed you all the different steps that I take to create a collection from start until actually creating the nails. So hopefully you found some information useful. And yeah, in the next video I'm gonna show you how I actually create the nails, which I'm very, very excited. And yeah, stick around if you want to see that. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.